Hello and welcome back to Life Full of Zest. Today we are all about glutes. We're going to start with a beautiful warm-up and then get into those amazing glute activations. Let's start seated in the center of our mats. I want you to sit with your front leg bent in front of you and your back leg extended out behind you. We're going to start with the right foot in front, the left foot behind, and we're going to slowly extend that back and then inhale and exhale, slowly coming back down. Allow that glute to stretch out and inhale, exhale, lifting that back up. And we're going to do 5 of these, slowly coming down. I want you to activate that core while you're working, but I also want you to allow that glute to stretch out. If you struggle to get into a good position with your legs or with your glutes, you can just bend your back knee and get into a position that just is comfortable for you. You might not be able to reach these ranges of motion, or you might be too flexible. So just as long as you're getting a good stretch into that glute area and or into that groin area. And last one, stretching up, reaching up, allowing that back to activate and stretch. And last one, and slowly coming back up. We're going to turn over and turn around. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to bend that left leg in front of us, extending that other leg behind us, and hands in front of you on the floor. Deep breath in, exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Inhale, exhale, lifting back up. And slowly back down. We're inhaling on the pause, exhaling back up. Allow that body to warm up and stretch out. And all the way up, pushing that neck back and shoulders down. Slowly back down. We've got 3 more. Allowing those glutes to warm up and stretch out. Last one. All the way down and all the way back up, bringing that front leg behind you and leaning back into rest position. Deep breath in, exhale, coming into an all fours position. We're going to find our neutral, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to get that neck in neutral, scaps down that back, deep breath in. And on that exhale, we are going to stabilize with our left sides as we bring that right foot knee up towards the ceiling and back down. What you need to focus on here is that stability in that stabilizing leg, making sure you're not slanting or leaning your weight in any direction. So you're activating that core, keeping that 90 degree in that right knee, and you're lifting as high as you can go, whereby you can maintain a good posture and a good glute activation. We're going to do 8 of these with a 10-second hold. We've got 2 more. Core tight, shoulders down, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. Transferring our weight onto that right hand side. We are lifting that left leg up. Let's take a deep inhale, core tight, sucking belly to spine. Exhale, bringing that knee away and back down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, up. Inhale, back to center. That's 2. Keep going. We're doing 8. 3. Keep going. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Remember to be aware of your posture. Don't drop that head. You're keeping that chin neatly tucked in and your forehead and your chin aligned. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, lift, inhale, center. Last one, lift and hold, deep breath. And inhale and exhale. And let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down. And leaning into rest position, pushing the shoulders into the ground. And coming back up onto all fours, we're going to lift and hover those knees off the floor. Let's inhale, exhale, lifting and hovering just slightly off the mat, sucking in that pelvic floor, making sure you are still in that horizontal pelvic positioning. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, squeezing those knees outwards. So we're squeezing our glutes so that we can externally rotate our knees at the level of that hip joint. And inhale, center. And let's do 3 more. 1 and 2 and 3. Keeping that knee off the ground, we're going to extend that right leg. Inhale, exhale, toe tap and up. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. 2 more. 7 and 8 and up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that leg in. Inhale, exhale, left leg out. Inhale, toe tap. And you can see my toes are pointed. That's 2 and up and 3 and 4. Stabilizing. 5, 6, 7. Last one before we hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that leg back in, dropping those knees and leaning into rest position. Pushing those shoulders into the ground. And deep breath. Allow that heart rate to slowly decrease as we turn over onto our left hand sides. Let's rest our head on that lower arm palm facing the ceiling, that lower leg in line with your hips at a 90-degree angle in that hip and that knee. That upper leg is lifted, other hand either in front of you or up towards the ceiling, depending on how you're feeling. If you want to challenge yourself, you can put your hand there. Otherwise, you can stabilize with it in front of you. Let's inhale, exhale, toe tap. Inhale, back up. Bring that leg back, aligning those knees in front of you. Toe tap, back up. That's the sequence. But while you're working, I want you to focus on working and using your core and your glutes to keep that control in that trunk area. And back up. And foot tap. And back up. Just make sure that you're resting your head on your arm and not straining that neck. Keep going. Let's do one more before we do little pulsations in the 2 different angles. So leg is aligned with your hip and flexing that ankle. We're just going to pulsate up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that leg forward and aligning those knees and pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that leg back to center and lowering it down. We're going to just rest for a little bit. Bring that knee, hug it towards your chest just to loosen up. Feel that burn, enjoy it. Let's get back into position. We're going to lift that leg, upper leg back up towards the ceiling. I want to slide forward rotation of that hip if you're struggling to get that glute activation. Keeping that ankle flexed. Let's inhale and exhale. Bend that heel towards your knee and then extend. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. We're doing 2 more and 7 and 8 and extend and hold. We're going to knee tuck, bring that knee to chest and extend. We're doing 8 of these. That's 1 and 2, core tight, and 3. Make sure that ankle stays flexed to emphasize that glute activation. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Last one, and 8. And slowly coming down, turning over onto your back. We're going to stretch out that glute that we've just used. So right ankle on left knee and hugging that knee to chest. Allow that muscle to recover before we progress our sequences. So we are going to bring our feet back onto the floor. And I want you to get into that supine position. Feet a fist width apart, hands on your floor, shoulders are on the ground. Feet are 1.5 feet away from your glutes. Let's inhale. Exhale, slowly rounding that spine, lifting that pelvis off the floor up towards the ceiling. Let's take a deep breath. Again, if you want to have more of a challenge, you can bring your hands up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, or you can keep your hands on the floor. Let's tilt that pelvis. Let's activate those glutes, keeping those hips where they are. We're going to inhale, exhale, bring those knees away from each other and back to center. That's 1 and 2. I want you to feel the activation in that glute area. And 3. Focus here is to make sure that you do not drop those hips as you bring those knees outwards. And let's do 4 more. That's 1 and 2. Keep going. Don't strain that neck. 3. Sucking in that pelvic floor and activating that tummy. And 4. And now we're going to keep our knees to center. We're just going to do little pulses up and down. So it's just emphasizing that glute max activation to lift those hips just a little bit higher. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last little push. We're going to lift, transferring weight onto that left foot. We're going to lift that right knee up towards the ceiling into tabletop position. Lengthen, push through that stabilizing heel. Lift that hip as high as you can. We're slowly going to single leg toe tap into hip drop. That's 1 and 2 and 3. We're doing 8 on each leg. 4, 5, 6. Keep using that glute to do the work, but don't let your core fall asleep. Last one, lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly down, lifting that other leg into tabletop position. Inhale, exhale, toe tap, lead through that heel. That's 1 and 2. Keep tight. 3. Don't let that back arch. If you're getting tired, then just have a rest and jump back in. And let's do 2 more before we lift and hold for 10 deep breaths. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Feel that burn and enjoy it. 3, 2, 1. Dropping that leg, lifting those hips, keeping those knees in. Let's slowly articulate through that spine back into supine position. Very nice. Let's turn over onto our right hand side to complete our sequence. I hope you're feeling and enjoying that glute burn. Let's bring that knee in line with that hip, and we are extending that upper leg, other hand either up towards the ceiling or on the floor. Belly nice and tight. Don't flare those ribs. Inhale, exhale, dropping that foot down towards the floor, and then bringing it to align those knees into toe tap and back up. Core nice and tight. Making sure that as your leg is dropping, that you keep in control of that pelvis. You want that stability in that pelvic area. You don't want to see or feel your body moving as you are lifting and lowering that leg. So also, even though this is a glute workout, you still want to have that stability in that pelvis through your beautiful core activation. Very nice, everyone. Let's do 1 more after this, and then we're going to do our pulsations as we did earlier. Try to lift that hip high. Just make sure you don't rotate that pelvis as you lift that hip. And back to center. We're going to do our pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Aligning those knees and pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bending that knee and just hugging it towards your chest. Have a little break to get that glute recovered before we progress the exercise. Let's lift that leg back, knees aligned with those hips, and lifting that leg back up to the ceiling, arm to ceiling if you want to. Inhale, exhale, bending that heel to glutes and extend. The key here is to make sure that your knee does not move. Even though it's bending and extending, it's keeping in that position. And keep going. 2 more. Keeping that ankle flexed. Last one before we knee tuck. And exhale, knee tuck, inhale, extend. That's 2. If you're feeling this work anywhere other than your glutes, it means you're compensating. So rather than stop, rest, and start again. But you want to feel it here, not anywhere else. You still want that glute activation. And last one. And slowly bending down and turning over onto your back. Let's bring that left ankle onto that right knee, hugging that knee to chest. Deep breaths. And just allow that muscle to stretch out. It must be feeling quite tight and short after that activation, but that's good. It means you are activating correctly. Very nice. I'm feeling a deep burn all the way into the various parts of my glutes. And I'm very, very grateful to be feeling those activations. Let's bring our left knee over our right knee, and we're going to hug both feet towards our body. Even if you can just grab one foot, that's fine. I'm happy as long as you can get that glute stretch. And inhale and exhale. And last few breaths before we change over. And other knee over and hugging those feet towards your glutes. And keep breathing. And slowly bringing arms, extending your legs, bringing arms overhead, deep breath in. As we breathe in, bringing arms to sides, and exhale, tucking in head, neck, and chest all the way up into a seated position. We're going to finish off with the stretch that we started with. We are just bringing our right foot bent in front of us and just bringing our body all the way down, elbows on the floor, and just allowing that stretch. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're just going to change over. So we are turning around and we are bending that left leg as we extend that right leg out in front of us and leaning down and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming back up into a seated position. Thanks for joining me for yet another workout. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.